Today we are at Presque Isles here in Erie, PA. Erie, PA is just north of Pittsburgh, 2 hours on Lake Erie. Lake Erie is one of the Great Lakes. There are 5 Great Lakes. Lake Erie by Ephraim Peabody. These lovely shores, how long and still 100 years ago, the unbroken forest stood above the waters dashed below. The waters of a lonely sea where never a sail was furled, embosomed in a wilderness which was itself a world. 100 years ago, go back and lo, where closing in the view jets out the shore with rapid oar darts round a frail canoe. 'Tis a white voyager, and see his prow is westward set, or the calm wave hail to thy bold world-seeking bark, Marquette. The lonely bird that picks its food where rise the waves and sink, and their strange coming with shrill screams starts from the sandy brink. The fish hawk, hanging in the mid-sky, floats o'er level wing, and the savage from his coverts look with arrow on the string. 100 years are past and gone, and all the rocky coast is turreted with shiny towns and empires noble boast, and the old wilderness is changed to cultured and vale and hill, and the circuit of its mountains and empires numbers fill. Lake Erie by Ephraim Peabody. Welcome to Presque Isle State Park and Perry Monument. This monument honors Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry, a naval war hero who defeated the British at the Battle of Lake Erie during the War of 1812. And here is a map of Presque Isles. Prairie's Victory on Lake Erie by James Gates Percival. Bright was the morn, the waveless bay shone like a mirror to the sun. Mid greenwood shades and meadows gay, the martin birds their lays begun, while swelling o'er the gloomy wood was heard the faintly echoed roar, the dashing of the foaming flood, the beat on Erie's distant shore. The tawny wanderer of the wild paddled his painted birch canoe, and where the wave serenely smiled, swift as the darting falcon flew, he rode along that peaceful bay and glanced its polished surface o'er that rode on Erie's lonely shore. What sounds awake my slumbering ear? What echoes o'er the waters come? It is the morning gun I hear, the rolling of the distant drum. Far o'er the bright illuminate wave, I mark the flash, I hear the roar that calls from sleep the slumbering brave to fight on Erie's lonely shore. See how the starry banner floats and sparkles in the morning ray, while sweetly swell the fife's notes in echoes o'er the gloaming bay. Flash follows flash, as though yon fleet Columbia cannons loudly roar, and valiant tars the Bowlo greet that streams on Erie's echoing shore. Oh, who can tell what deeds were done when Britain's cross on yonder wave sunk neath Columbia's dazzling sun and met in Erie's flood its grave? Who tell the triumphs of that day when smiling at the cannon's roar? Oh, here, mine the bloody fray conquered on Erie's echoing shore. Though many a wounded bosom bleeds for sire, for son, for lover dear, yet sorrow smiles amid her weeds, affliction dries her tender tear. Oh, she exclaims with glowing pride, with ardent thoughts that wildly soar. My sire, my son, my lover died, conquering on Erie's bloody shore. Long shall my country bless that day when soared our eagle to the skies, long, long in triumph's bright array, that victory shall proudly rise. And when our country's lights are gone, and all its proudest days are o'er, how will her faded courage dawn to think on Erie's bloody shore? Prairie's Victory on Lake Erie by James Gates Percival. I hope you enjoy these clips of the lighthouse. There you go. On the Shores of Lake Erie by G.M.H. Thompson. On the shores of Lake Erie, most weak and most weary, a soldier sat sunning, returned from the wars. And though it were bleary, he still could see clearly when a bonny lass found him, her beauty shone pure. Though darling, I'm dying, and I can't stop from sighing as I gaze at you. So please take these roses I picked in old Flanders, while the gas and explosions made mincemeat of us. They're wilted and muddy, and some slightly bloody, but they're all I can offer as I die from my wounds. She spoke not, but kissed him, with ebony wisdom embraced him, and graced him with divine slumber. For she was an angel, come down to lead his soul to the high halls of heaven and wonders of time. On the Shores of Lake Erie by G.M.H. Thompson. For You, O Democracy, by Walt Whitman. Come, I will make the continent indissoluble. I will make the most splendid race the sun has ever shone upon. I will make divine magnetic lands with the love of comrades, with the lifelong love of comrades. I will plant companionship thick as trees along all the rivers of America and along the shores of the Great Lakes and all over the prairies. I will make inseparable cities with their arms about each other's neck by the love of comrades. For you, these, from me, O democracy, to serve you, ma famille. For you, I am trilling these songs. For you, O democracy, by Walt Whitman.